Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stay calm and strong even when things get really tough? The answer might be in an old way of thinking called Stoicism. This ancient philosophy was developed by some of the wisest people in history. It teaches us some great ways to deal with life when things are not at their finest. Today, we're going to understand Stoicism and see how it can make the hard parts of life a bit easier to cope with. Understanding Stoicism. Alright, let's get into what Stoicism is all about. Think of it like having a superpower where you stay cool and collected, no matter what's happening around you. Stoicism was started by Zeno in ancient Greece. Later, famous Romans like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus helped spread it. Zeno taught about staying calm and being good. Marcus Aurelius, who was also an emperor, wrote about these ideas. Seneca, a writer, shared advice on staying strong. Epictetus, who used to be a slave, taught about being free inside. They all believed in handling tough times by focusing on what you can control. So what's Stoicism in simple words? It's like having a mental toolbox to keep you steady and strong when things get rough. For example, let's say your favorite toy breaks, or you get a bad grade in school. Instead of getting super upset, Stoicism teaches you to take a deep breath and deal with it calmly. It's about focusing on what you can do, not on what you can't change. Like, if it's raining and you can't go out to play, instead of feeling sad, you might think, well, I can't stop the rain, but I can find something fun to do inside. That's Stoicism in action. The dichotomy of control. Now let's discuss about an important part of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. That's a fancy term, right? But it's a simple concept of knowing what stuff in life we can control and what stuff we can't. Think of it like this. When you're playing a video game, you can control your character, right? You can make them jump, run, and grab stuff. But you can't control the game's rules or how the other players play. That's the game's job. In real life, it's kind of the same. There are things you can control, like your actions and your thoughts. For example, you decide if you're going to do your homework, be nice to your friends, or get angry about something. But then, there are things you can't control, like the weather, what other people think or do, or who wins the lottery. Embracing challenges as opportunities. Okay, now let's talk about seeing tough times as chances to grow, which is another cool part of Stoicism. It's like looking at a challenge and saying, hey, you're actually a secret opportunity. For instance, imagine you're learning to ride a bike, but you keep falling off. It's easy to think, I'm no good at this, I should just quit. But Stoicism teaches us to think differently. Every time you fall and get back up, you're actually getting stronger, braver, and better at riding. The challenge of falling is actually helping you learn. Stoicism tells us that every hard thing we face is like a weight in a gym. Just like lifting weights makes your muscles stronger, facing challenges makes your life skills muscles stronger. It's all about flipping the script in your head. Instead of thinking, oh no, this is hard, you think, alright, let's see what I can learn and how I can grow from this. So the next time something tough comes your way, remember, it's not a problem. It's a chance for you to become even more awesome than you already are. Cultivating self-discipline and purpose. The next thing you need to learn is the idea of growing self-discipline and finding your purpose, which is a big part of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic who was also a Roman emperor, pretty cool, right? Was all about this. Even though he was super busy running an empire, he found time to write his thoughts down in a book called Meditations. He wrote about staying focused, doing what's right, and living life with a clear purpose. Even as an emperor, he had to deal with a lot of tough stuff, but he stayed disciplined and true to his goals. Now, let's bring this into your world. Say you want to be really good at soccer. That's your purpose. To get there, you need self-discipline. That means practicing regularly, even on days when you might not feel like it, and staying focused on getting better, even when it's hard. Or maybe you're trying to get better grades in school. Your purpose is to learn and do well. Self-discipline here means doing your homework, paying attention in class, and studying for tests, even when you'd rather be doing something else. Practicing mindfulness and present focus. Now, building on this idea of daily steps and staying true to your goals, let's discuss another important part of Stoicism, practicing mindfulness and present focus. This is about keeping your mind right where you are, in the now, which is a super useful skill to have along your journey. The idea of mindfulness in Stoicism goes way back to those wise guys we talked about, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. They didn't use the word mindfulness, but they talked a lot about focusing on the present moment. Epictetus, for example, said stuff like, "Don't get lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Just focus on what you're doing right now." Here's how you can practice this in everyday life. Imagine you're eating your favorite food. Instead of eating it super fast or thinking about what you're going to do later, try to really taste it, enjoy it, and think about nothing else but eating that yummy food. Or say you're hanging out with your friends. Mindfulness means really listening to them, laughing with them, and not getting distracted by your phone or your thoughts about other stuff. By practicing this, you start to worry less about things that have already happened, which you can't change, or things that haven't happened yet, which might never happen. It helps you stay calm, enjoy life more, and handle problems better when they do pop up. Developing emotional resilience. The next thing is developing emotional resilience. Developing emotional resilience is like learning how to be a superhero who doesn't get knocked down easily by life's problems. It means when tough things happen, you're able to bounce back and keep going instead of staying sad or upset for a long time. Imagine you're building a Lego tower, but it keeps falling down. If you have emotional resilience, instead of getting mad or giving up, you take a deep breath, think about what went wrong, and try building it again, maybe in a different way. You're not letting the fallen Legos make you quit. Instead, you simply figure out a new way to build them, and this time, they don't fall. Developing this kind of resilience takes practice. You can start by doing small things, like not getting upset if your favorite shirt is dirty and you can't wear it, or if it's raining and you can't go outside. Instead, you find other clothes to wear or other fun things to do inside. Valuing inner wealth over external materialism. Stoicism tells us that the real treasures in life aren't things you can buy or show off. True happiness comes from what's inside you, like being kind, smart, brave, and honest. This is called inner wealth. It's all about the good qualities and wisdom you have inside, not how many toys, games, or fancy clothes you own. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a toy that you love, but then it breaks or you lose it. If your happiness only comes from that toy, you'll be really sad. But if you find happiness in being a good friend, learning new things, or being brave when trying something new, then losing the toy won't make you so sad. Accepting change and impermanence. Stoicism also teaches us that everything in life is always changing and nothing lasts forever. This might sound a bit sad at first, but it's actually a helpful way to think. Knowing that things always change helps us enjoy the good times more and not feel so bad during tough times. For example, say you're having a great day playing with your friends, but then it's time to go home. If you understand that good times can't last forever, you can be happy about the fun you had instead of being sad that it's over. Or if you're having a bad day, maybe you're feeling sick or you had a tough day at school, remembering that this too shall pass can make you feel better. Tomorrow could be a much better day. By accepting that life is always changing, we can enjoy the happy moments without holding on too tight and get through the hard times, knowing they won't last forever. Seeking growth over comfort. Stoicism tells us that sometimes we need to leave our comfort zone to really grow. This means choosing to do things that might be hard or scary because they help us become stronger and smarter. It's like when you learn to swim. At first, it's scary to get into the water, but once you start learning and practicing, you become a great swimmer. For example, maybe you're nervous about speaking in front of your class. It's comfortable to stay quiet, but if you try speaking up, you'll learn how to be more confident. Each time you do it, even if it feels hard, you're growing. Stoicism also suggests that we look up to people who are wise and good. These could be famous people from history, or someone from your own life, like a teacher or a family member. These role models can show us how to live better and handle tough times. Let's say you admire an athlete because they work really hard and never give up. You can learn from them by practicing hard and not giving up in your own life, whether it's in sports, school, or learning a new skill. So that's everything for today. Did you see any of these Stoic ideas in your own life? We'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you found our little trip through Stoicism helpful and interesting, don't forget to hit the thumbs up.